Good morning, YouTube. I just woke up and I've decided that first things first for my daily routine, I'm gonna come film. I know, my priorities are definitely in check. So if you guys didn't know, I've basically been a assassin player since the game came out. I have Finn at level 20, Arya at level 27, Harley at level 20, and Stripe at level 13. Stripe just recently came out, so his level is lacking a little bit. But the point is that I have a lot of experience with the assassin characters. At some point or another, I have mained all of these characters. And I wanted to share with you guys the perks that I have found the best success using. This is going to include which signature perk is the best, and then of course which of the 3 perks you should be using. And yeah, with that, let's get into the video. For me personally, I know this one's a little bit of a controversial pick because a lot of people run on the house signature perk, but I personally prefer the going out of business signature perk because when I play Finn, and sort of the objectively correct way to play Finn is to try and make him be like this fast speed demon flash character. You do this by running a certain perk that I'll mention in a bit, but basically Finn is already just extremely fast on the ground, and then you want to be buying the speed boots. And how I personally play Finn is I actually buy 2 of the speed boots unless I'm playing against a character like Tom and Jerry or Harley or something where I want that projectile shield so that I can actually approach them. But the majority of the time, you're going to want to be buying 2 speed boots per life. And this is easier than you think because you get the first speed boots, you beat them around for a little while, and then as soon as you get to 100 damage, everything in your shop is discounted by 200 gold, which is actually a huge discount. So you can get the first set of speed boots and then the second set of speed boots as soon as you hit 100 damage. Basically, you're just going to be a lot faster than the other player for the entirety of the match. And if you have good combo game and good specifically aerial combo game, you should win just based off of speed. There's not really many matchups where Finn just feels like a pre-GG where he's already just lost. But I would say, although Finn is one of the easiest characters to just pick up and play in the entire game, I would also argue that he is one of the harder characters to master in the entire game or to play at a very high level because his aerial game can get hard against characters that have counterplay. But yeah, for the signature perk, I'm running going out of business, and I think that you should personally be running going out of business if you're running the same speed build that I'm about to show you. The next perk that you want to be running, and perk number 1, probably the most important one in this kit, is Speed Force Assist. This just gives you a 4% increased base movement speed across the board. So you are just 4% faster. It's pretty simple, but this helps a lot. Like you wouldn't think that 4% is a huge amount, but in reality, a 4% increased movement speed makes him like the fastest character in the game. I don't think that's literally true. I think that Batman is still faster than him. Regardless, Finn is extremely fast with Speed Force Assist. But as soon as you buy the speed boots, you get even faster. And then you buy the second speed boots after that. And then you buy the second speed boots after going out of business procs. And then you have double speed boots and Speed Force Assist on a character that's already having extremely good base movement speed. And you're just going to be running circles around them for the entire match. The next perk that you want to run is Aerial Acrobat for the 10% increased air acceleration. This helps a lot with aerial game, and specifically when your character's base movement speed is super fast, you want to kind of increase your air acceleration so that you can match that pace and that tempo when you're in the air. This is super helpful for as soon as you get that first speed boots maybe, and you already have Speed Force Assist and you're starting to move a little bit faster. You want to be keeping up with that by having the increased air acceleration, and 10% is actually a massive amount. Like, this is a noticeable difference. If you put me in a match, I could tell you whether or not I had Aerial Acrobat on instantly. It is a very noticeable difference. And the last perk for Finn that I want to talk about is Triple Jump. Triple Jump is sort of a must pick on this character because the majority of his combos, the majority of his ring outs are going to be coming from air combos and aerial combos. So you need this third jump in order to finish and execute those aerial combos well. Triple Jump is pretty much a good perk no matter what character you're using because a lot of the characters in this game have very good aerial gameplay. A difference of MultiVersus to something like Smash is that MultiVersus just has like a much more floaty kind of feeling to it. So Triple Jump, just sort of a must pick on Finn. And yeah, this is the perk set that I would run in combination with Finn. The playstyle for this set is basically rush to get that first speed boots upgrade, and then as soon as you have that speed boots upgrade, run them around the map. Don't worry about your gold count, just run them around the map until you get to 100 damage, and then by that second speed boots, you're good. It's just like the absolute definition of a rush down character when you run this perk set. Moving on to Arya, and maybe my personal favorite assassin. I have a love-hate relationship with Arya because her up special has been broken for a while, and I mean broken in the sense that like it literally doesn't work, not necessarily in the sense that it's OP, although it has gone through stretches of being OP, so that's a whole other story. Arya is just kind of a mess right now. Anyway, first things first, for the signature perk, you're going to be running Trophy. This is kind of obvious because the other signature perk, Betrayal, literally does nothing in 1v1s. That perk basically only applies when you have an ally, so when you don't have an ally, the signature perk is just useless. So you just run Trophy, even though Trophy is also pretty trash. Arya doesn't have a good signature perk. That's one of my biggest complaints about her. Both of her signature perks are just not good, but Trophy is the only one that actually works in 1v1, so you're going to run Trophy. Next up, you got Triple Jump. Triple Jump is so important for Arya. All of Arya's combos come from aerial gameplay, and that stupid up special that's been so debated for so long, that is the strength of Arya, her up special. Like, it all comes down to that one move. So when you're using the up special, you want to be able to string together really good air combos, and it makes you have to return to the ground less. So if you pull off a nice like up special, throw the dagger into them, up special, teleport to the dagger, hit them again, like you'll still have jumps left over, even though you've done like this long string of combos up, 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 up. So you can get some early KOs at like 30, 40, 50% if you play it right. But yeah, you're gonna need triple jump to pull off the vast majority of Arya's more complicated combos. So definitely throw on triple jump. Next up, we got Speed Force Assist. I know we're starting to see the trends here. This isn't the same though in Harley and Stripe. I don't think we're running Speed Force Assist in either of those, but Speed Force Assist is necessary on Arya because Arya is a very, very slow character. If you didn't know, Arya has, I think it's either bottom 3 or bottom 5 movement speeds in the game. I think it's bottom 3. Arya is extremely, extremely slow. Also, coincidentally, she is the lightest character in the game, meaning she's going to be getting the most knockback from hits like that are applied to her. She'll be taking more knockback and she'll be getting KO'd the earliest. So the reason that you're using Speed Force Assist is to kind of minimize the effects of being a very slow character and hopefully speed you up a little bit so that you can compete with some other picks. Going against a character like Wonder Woman or Finn or Shaggy or Batman when your Arya is just painful because they are so much faster than you. So Speed Force Assist helps to give you just that little bit extra speed, and a lot of times that extra speed can help you at least like almost keep up with a Batman or something. It's kind of impossible to keep up with a Batman in movement speed because you are simply much slower than him, so you kind of have to play a little bit more defensively, but Speed Force Assist just kind of helps to even the grounds a little bit. You need to be running either CoffeeZilla or I dodge, you dodge, we dodge. It's kind of personal preference. I used to run both of them actually and didn't use Speed Force Assist, but when I put on Speed Force Assist, I started noticing that it was a lot easier against those painful matchups like Batman, Wonder Woman, Finn, Shaggy. So now I choose game to game between CoffeeZilla and I dodge, you dodge, we dodge. If it's a character with a lot of projectiles, I run I dodge, you dodge, we dodge because I'll usually dodge those projectiles. If you guys didn't know, I dodge, you dodge, we dodge is a 10% ability cooldown refund when you dodge an attack, and CoffeeZilla is 10% decreased cooldowns across the board. So basically, CoffeeZilla, you'll never actually notice it or see it do anything, but all of your cooldowns are just 10% shorter. And CoffeeZilla, whenever you dodge something, you'll get 10% of your bar back instantly. So if you're dodging a lot of things, it has the potential to refill your bar faster than CoffeeZilla would. But if you're not dodging a lot of things, CoffeeZilla works great for if you're just in a period of neutral game where you're not taking much damage, you're not dealing much damage, you're not really dodging anything, you're just kind of like running around looking for an opportunity. That's where CoffeeZilla comes out to be better. So depending on who you're playing, you can run either one of these. But in general, if you're a lower level player or you're just starting to play Arya or you're just kind of not comfortable with dodging yet, I would just run CoffeeZilla because you don't have to do anything to make it work. It just does everything by itself. A little bit of bonus tip, if you're playing 2v2s, one person run I dodge, you dodge, we dodge, one person run CoffeeZilla, because if you stack either of those perks, it goes from 10% to 15%, which isn't that much of an increase. So it's better to just have 10% on both than 15% on one, if that makes sense. But yeah, in 1v1s, you either run CoffeeZilla or I dodge, you dodge, we dodge for the final perk slot. The general play style of this is to have neutral game until you see an opening for an up special combo. Your air neutral is a great initiation tool because you can use it into someone on the ground and then follow up with an up slash when you have them in that little tiny hit stun. The dagger obviously is a really good initiation tool, but I would argue that you shouldn't be initiating with it straight out of the gate. You should hit them with an up special first and then throw the dagger into them while you have them in the air right in front of you. But that's assuming that Arya's up special would work. So you just kind of have to take that RNG into account. Is it worth the risk of using the up special into dagger rather than just going for a dagger throw immediately? But a little bit of a bonus tip for Arya, when you first stick the dagger, don't immediately teleport to it. I see so many Aryas stick the dagger and then just teleport to it. First of all, that makes it extremely easy to dodge because most people after getting hit by the dagger will immediately press dodge like 2 or 3 times. So you don't want to be teleporting into them immediately anyway. But besides that, you should be looking to start a combo before you use that dagger. It actually stays in them for a longer time than you would think. It's pretty forgiving. So hit them with a dagger and then go in with an air neutral into an up special light, and then you can go touch the ground while they're in the air and teleport to them with the dagger. So they don't touch the ground, but you do, and you refresh your jumps. And because you have triple jump, you now have 3 more jumps and you can easily get an air combo KO. That was a little bit complicated, but if you understood it, cool. I'm not very good at explaining things. So next up, we have Harley Quinn, probably the most like toxic assassin character and the most widely hated assassin character, I would say. I actually enjoyed playing Harley back in the day. I mained Harley for a little while. I stopped playing her. I haven't played her in probably over a month now, but I would still run this same set of perks if I were to pick her up today because this set of perks was just so toxic. Perk number 1, you're going to be running glove control. This is objectively just the best Harley Quinn perk, signature perk. The confetti perk is good, but for this build, you don't want it to be doing the confetti. Smooth moves is just not good. You don't want to be running smooth moves. I'm going to be honest. Glove control is just extremely good. Like it's to the point of being unbalanced. It's so good. So yeah, run glove control. For your top perk, you're going to be running That's Flammable Dock, which basically after you hit the other person with any projectile in the game that knocks them back, you get a 1 stack of burning above them. You have to hit them once to activate it, but then you burn them for 1 second, which does 2 damage. You may say, oh, 2 extra damage is not that much, but consider the amount of projectiles that Harley Harley Quinn has. She has her down light, which is a projectile, and it's easier to hit because you have that glove control perk. You have her side special, which is a projectile. You have her little plushie bomb, which is a projectile. You have that little bat box that she places. That counts as a projectile. You have 4 different ways to activate this perk. So when you're in combos and you're playing Harley's neutral game, you're going to be activating this perk a lot. So that 2 extra damage every time that happens can come in clutch sometimes. Perk number 2, you're going to be running ice to beat you. Same reason as that's flammable dock. I actually usually recommend you don't stack both of these because you're committing 2 projectile slots to projectiles, which normally isn't a good idea. But like I said, Harley has so many projectiles in her kit that it makes sense to stack 2 projectile perks. I would say this is the only character in the game that I would stack both of these projectile perks on besides maybe Rain Dog. Basically, ice to beat you, if you knock them back with a projectile, which is the same thing as that's flammable dock, you deal 1 stack of ice, which slows them down by 15%. So every time that you hit them with one of those 4 attacks we mentioned earlier, you will be burning them for 2 damage as well as slowing them down for 15%. Just kind of crazy if you're constantly stringing together those projectile combos. The third perk that you're going to be running is CoffeeZilla. This works well with the other 2 because you get her cooldowns back a lot more, and you can use those cooldowns to activate the other 2 perks. That's flammable dock and ice to beat you. So glove control, that's flammable dock, CoffeeZilla, and ice to beat you all work in perfect synergy with each other. The playstyle for this kit is really just hit them with as many projectiles as possible so that you can just be constantly igniting them. You can be constantly freezing them. You get your cooldowns back with CoffeeZilla. You have the ring out potential with Harley's down light, and then you have the aerial potential with her bat, and then you're just constantly being so toxic and slowing them down and burning, and it's just, oh, it's a mess of a kit, and I love it. Moving on to the final assassin, and recently a very controversial assassin, Stripe. Stripe's kit is interesting, and I see a lot of people running very bad perks for Stripe. This might be because he's new. It might be because people don't fully understand the perks, but there's a lot of people running like really garbage kits for Stripe. So here is, in my personal experience, what I've noticed to be the best with Stripe. First off, for a signature perk, you're going to want to run Boom Boom Bounce. This makes it to where if you launch yourself with a dynamite and you hit a platform, you create a large explosion at that location. The dynamite is criminally underutilized. I think the dynamite is a great ability that you should be using basically every time you have it off cooldown. It's a great initiation. It can be used for recovery. It can be a finisher, although I wouldn't consider it a KO move because it doesn't do a crazy amount of knockback. It's more for initiation and to get them burning in the beginning. But Boom Boom Bounce all around is a good perk, and the other 2 just aren't good. Feeding after midnight is okay because if you get those debuffs on you, you can go apply it to an enemy, but it just doesn't seem worth it because the majority of the time you don't want to be getting applied with debuffs in the first place. So if you play around those debuffs and like play to not get those debuffs applied to you, you're going to be doing a better job overall than if you play trying to get the debuffs onto you and then trying to hit one specific ability to pass it on to them. It's just too situational for me. So Boom Boom Bounce, the overall better perk in my opinion. The top perk is Ice to Beat You. This is specifically for the saw blades. The gunshots don't count as projectiles, so Ice to Beat You won't be activating when you hit them with your gun. But the saw blades are great utility piece, great for map control, great for initiating, great for everything. And Ice to Beat You, just in general, slowing them down every time you hit them with a saw blade, definitely worth it. For his second perk, a lot of y'all have seen this coming because Stripe has such heavy aerial combo game. You're going to be running triple jump. Triple jump is super important for Stripe because he's the same situation as Finn, as Arya, that have very heavy aerial reliant combo game. And when you're hitting all of these aerial combos, you need triple jump to get that final finishing hit a lot of the times. And then to work with triple jump, you're going to be using in a single bound, which is 10% increased jump speed. Basically, it speaks for itself. You jump 10% faster. This works great in combination with triple jump because, like I said, your aerial gameplay is the entirety of Stripe's kit. And then you have Boom Boom Bounce for a little bit of diversity with the dynamite, so you can either approach with it, you can recover with it, like I said earlier. And then you have Ice to Beat You to just generally be a nuisance and have them slow down for a lot of the match. But yeah, that'll do it. That is the best perk kit for every single assassin. In my personal opinion, these are the perk kits that I have found the most success with and I have enjoyed playing with the most, that I have found to counter the hard matchups the most. If you have a different perk kit that you've been running, let me know in the comments. I would love to talk about it. If you have anything that you think is objectively better, or you think that one of these perks is stupid and I'm an idiot for using it, let me know. I'd love to talk about it. But yeah, that's just personally what I would use on every assassin and what I have been using on every assassin. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Subscribe for more MultiVersus videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ranked drops tomorrow, so be ready for that. Peace out, guys.